we are exploring the Hill of Tara in the Kingdom of Mide. Ireland is broken into 4 provinces: Ulster, Connacht, Munster and Leinster. Today these are largely cultural entities, serving more as sporting divisions than political or administrative functions. And they are relatively new to Ireland's history. They do display reminiscences of the major ancient kingdoms of Ireland, but their current boundaries were only formalised about 400 years ago. Prior to the 1600s, these boundaries were very fluid, and going back prior to the arrival of the Normans, there were 5 provinces, or over-kingdoms as they would have been known then, the Kingdom of Mide being the 5th, and it is here our story begins. Each of these over-kingdoms would have been composed of smaller kingdoms, ruled by clans. Going back to 900 AD, there were as many as 9 kingdoms in Ireland, and at one point in Ireland's history, Ireland would have been made up of several hundred kingdoms, or petty kingdoms. The Kingdom of Mide, at its height, would have encompassed modern-day County Meath and Westmeath, and parts of modern-day Cavan, Dublin, Kildare, Longford, Louth and Offaly. But by the 11th and 12th century, the kingdom was beginning to crumble. It was in many ways torn apart by the power-hungry kingdoms surrounding it, all for the desire of the throne of Tara. For millennia, the Hill of Tara served as the seat of the High King of Ireland, or Ardrí. This role was largely ceremonial, and only a small handful of Ardrís could actually boast supreme dominance over all of Ireland, as throughout much of Ireland's history, the island remained very fragmented. In my novel Land of the Leprechaun, the Hill of Tara features in the final chapters of the book, and is the court of the Leprechaun Kingdom of Mide. In the novel I retain much of Tara's historical purpose and function through the prism of the Leprechaun kingdoms. However, the Hill of Tara is certainly more real world than folklore. The oldest visible monument is the Mound of the Hostages, built around 3200 BC, and holds the cremated remains of hundreds of people. It's aligned with the sunrise for Samhain or Halloween, and Imbolc, the first day of spring. The largest monument is Rathnaree, or the Enclosure of the Kings. This is a 1 kilometre circumference oval enclosure constructed around the 1st century BC, and was surrounded by a ditch and a stake-well enclosure. Within its boundaries house the Mound of the Hostages and the iconic figure of 8 double ditch enclosure. These 2 bumps, shall we say, were named Choc Cormac, or Cormac's House, and Forehead, or Royal Seat. Nested on top of the Royal Seat is the Stone of Destiny, a white granite pillar believed to have played a role in the High King's coronation. It is also believed that prior to reaching the Destiny Stone, the king would have to pass through these 2 stone pillars in chariot.